Even as Tata Steel looks to select a buyer for its flat product business and the entire UK operation and other related products, the steel giant has announced the successful completion of its European long products business to Greybull Capital LLP. Now, that's a move that has received the approvals of unions as well. The transfer means that the Scunthorpe Steel Works, 2 mills in Teesside and a workshop in Workington, as well as a design facility in York, will now be called British Steel. And Greybull Capital has told CNBC-TV18 that it hopes to capitalise on the global reputation and heritage value associated with that name. The new owners claim that they have already a credible business plan in place to turn around the business, which includes a robust investment plan. But what's crucial is that they say in bringing down the cost of production. Greybull is also all praise for the former owners, saying that the Tata Group has always behaved as a responsible and reliable seller. Now, remember, the handover between Tata Steel and Greybull Capital for the Scunthorpe operations was happening as we speak just about half an hour ago. And Rickhuss, Tata Steel's union leader, the General Secretary of Community Union, is joining in now exclusively to speak to CNBC-TV18 on the phone line. Roy, thank you so much for joining in. My first question to you, you were at the handover. What's the sense that you've gotten from both the management in assuring that employees of the Scunthorpe business, 4,000 employees, will be taken care of and that the handover of the business will be smooth?
Well, yes, the handover took place today, so officially the plant, the Long Products division, is now owned by Greybull and named British Steel. And the business plan, which was formed by the unions and the management before the handover, is the plan that they will follow and has already started to achieve its targets.
Roy, with respect to the pension liability, I believe there have been multiple discussions between the unions and the UK government, as well as Tata Steel. Specific to the Scunthorpe plant, what is the revised pension plan that you're working with, and what happens to the current pension plan? I believe that will be borne by the Tata Steel management.
Well, first of all, it's a different situation to the rest of the Tata business that is currently up for sale, because in the UK, with the final salary pension scheme, if you are not an employee of the company, then you can't be a member of the pension scheme. So when Tata decided to sell the Long Products division, then all of the workers within Long Products would be out of the pension scheme, would be transferred out, and would become deferred members of the Tata pension scheme, and they would have to join a new pension scheme, which was negotiated between what is now British Steel and the unions. So they are now joined the new pension scheme.
So the erstwhile pension scheme that was in place, that will be borne, that is the pension liability or the pension surplus will be borne by Tata Steel, correct?
Well, the remainder of the workforce in the UK, such as strip products within Talbot and all the other plants, they are still members of the pension scheme. The pension scheme continues, obviously with less people, with less active members, but the pension scheme remains in place at the moment, and the pension scheme continues. However, we do know that Tata have said that the bidders, a number of bidders for the rest of the business, do not wish to take on the pension liability, and there are negotiations now taking place between Tata, the pension scheme trustees and the government to try and find a solution to the pension scheme issue.
Roy, you've been directly in touch with the UK government as well as Tata Steel, including prospective buyers as well, on the entire issue. What is the timeline, or what is the sense that you have with respect to when the sale of the entire business is likely to take place?
We don't know the exact time, because it does take time. It is a process. We thank Tata, and we do accept that Tata behaved very responsibly with the Long Products division. They allowed enough time for a successful sale, which we've seen completed today. But it does take time, and Tata need to support the businesses through that process. Now, my understanding was last week at the board meeting, they're looking at the number of bids, and they were going to shorten or shortlist the bids down. They haven't done that yet. My understanding is that they're still looking at the bids, and there's been some more points of clarity or questions that have been asked. But hopefully by the end of this week or very soon, we will get the announcement from Tata in terms of which of the bids they've shortlisted to take through to the next phase or to the next stage. But we need Tata to continue to behave in the same way as they have so far, which has been in a responsible way.
Okay, one last very quick question, Roy. We are tight on time. With respect to the pension liability, as you said, buyers are not willing to take on the pension liability completely. Has there been an assurance given to the union by the UK government and by Tata Steel that it will be borne by them separately or equally?
No, not in that sense. We know that there's a number of options, a number of solutions.
So what are these options,
and they're working on. Well, the option, one of the options is that we have in the UK something known as the Pension Protection Fund, where pensions is supported. It goes into the Pension Protection Fund, but then there's only a guarantee for the workers of a certain percentage of their pension. Not all of their pension is protected. Now, the unions do not believe that is a good option. We want to avoid that option. We've said that we would not want to see the scheme go into the Pension Protection Fund because it would reduce the benefits of all our members and pensioners. So we're working on a solution that keeps it out of the Pension Protection Fund.
All right, Roy, I appreciate you joining in on the show. And of course, we'll have you back as and when the details of this very important and controversial deals progress. Thanks for joining in with that.